people who have up black screens because y'all won't hear, will you? Weeks upon weeks we have been saying this. Please put up an image or something. All right. All right, so that is at the right place right now. I had previously put it on the wrong account. All right. Let me publish this so we can get there. So we can get the URL. All right, copy link. We're on our way. We'll soon be there. And so, no. There's a link in the chat. All right, so we are ready, aren't we? Let us begin and then start the recording right now. All right, shalom and welcome once again to Just a Word. Kazak Aliyahu Yasharal here. And today we will be looking at Babylon. Babylon has fallen. Flee from her midst. Yes, we've looked at Babylon several times. A topic that you won't hear your... Is that my echo? Or is that still someone in the group who has not muted their thing? Please check to see if you're... Yeah, that was your corner. All right. Yeah, so we looked at Babylon several times. And you know, this is a topic that Christian churches don't get into too much because they are the mystery religion of Babylon. They are the heart and soul of Babylon, the religion that Babylon uses to dominate the entire world. So they won't speak about Babylon. They might have a token song. And they have a token song, Flee Babylon and Co. I guess that's about all you'll hear about Babylon from them, all right? But we're going to see how dangerous Babylon is and how it is the heart of evil and the heart of Satan's thrust into our world. So who or what is Babylon? Babylon is a world system that has been given to us by the devil. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where or who is he? He covers the faces of the judges. And in 2 Corinthians 4:4, it tells you that Satan has blinded the eyes of them that do not believe. The God of this world has blinded the minds or the eyes of them that believe not, so that the splendid, the good news, the gospel, the true gospel cannot come through to them. A false gospel comes through to them, as Apostle Shaul says, an accursed gospel, according to the Apostle Shaul in Galatians 1:8-9, when he says, if any man's preach any other gospel than that which I have preached, let him be accursed. So they preach an accursed gospel and blinds the eyes of those who do not believe the truth, but choose to believe a lie, so that the good news, the truth, cannot come through to them. So Babylon is a whole entire system that engulfs the whole world, and they use religion, they use every single aspect of life, education, they control the religion, they control the education, they control the commerce, they control the finances, they control military, they control entertainment, they control the media, they control fashion, every single aspect of our lives are controlled by Babylon. Every single aspect of our lives. All right? Turn that off, please. So as long as we are in this world, fitting into the system, trying to make us accommodate ourselves into the system, then we are under the clutches of Babylon. All right? And so that is what Babylon is using now. He has made us addicted to his wine. Yes? So addicted to his wine. We feel so addicted to his wine, we feel as if we cannot do without Babylon. So what do? They use this lifestyle. Yeah, we use this lifestyle. They use this lifestyle to, what you say now, blackmail us, right, into being owned by Satan. And that's what we see is happening in this world today. You pretty soon, if you do not take this thing in your arm, you will not be able to do this, you will not be able to do that. All right? You'll not be able to continue enjoying Babylon. But true believers, we should not be enjoying Babylon. That's the thing. All right? So they have reached to the point where, as they say, the battle for the soul, they are now battling for our soul. So they had our bodies in captivity, now they want our soul in captivity. And this is where the Most High draws the line. Bam! That's when he tells you to flee from the midst of Babylon. And we're going to continue soon. We're going to go more in depth into what Babylon is and all of that, all right? So you gotta, we are going to be using teachings that we've used before. We're going to bring them in a different way. So, and bring in some other things. So we have to have our thinking caps on to let things sink in. And trust me, a lot of things that I don't see, you are going to see it. Because this is so manifold. It is so, what should I say? It has so many things to it that you're bound to see a lot of things that I am not seeing. All right? So Babylon gets its name from that city, Babel, where Nimrod, the Cushite, the Hamite, set up that tower that they wanted to use to reach to the skies to destroy, attack the Most High. All right? And the Most High destroyed that, and he scattered them upon the face of the earth. And that is what is very important. But before Babylon, there was please could you stop the chatting in our chat, please? Stop the back and forth, please, in the chat. All right. So where was I? Very distracting. Yeah, so the Most High, before there was Babylon, there was Cain. And so the priesthood of Cain, they sent down a whole lot of false worship. That false worship was assimilated in Babylon, and then Babylon added and sent down their form of worship. And it is what we have today, the whole idolatry and the whole false teaching, Trinity and all of that you get. Most of the teachings of Christianity came to us through Babylon. And it got scattered all over the world when the Most High scattered them from Genesis 11, 5 to 9. Genesis 11, 5 to 9. This was after the Most High destroyed Babel. Read, please, bro.
All right, Genesis chapter 11, verse 5. And Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded.
Let's continue.
And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
All right, so what is the similarity we have today? Behold, this people is one. What is the similarity to today?
To the one world government.
Oh, thank you very much. One world government, one world order. The people, once again, are now one. All right? They have all one language, and we know that one language is going to be that artificial intelligence that people will be hooked up to. That is how they will be able to control people through one language. They will be able to speak to everyone in their own language through artificial intelligence. And when the people are one, what does it say? Nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Yeah.
And we see this happening today. They have imagined to control, manipulate, track, monitor, program people. And we see them now having the ability. If you are privy to certain tests that they have done and hearing the results of what they have done, then you will get to understand that nothing will restrain them from which they imagine to do. Continue verse 7.
Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
Right, so here's the verse that we're looking at. Verse 8.
So Yahweh scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
Upon the face of all the earth. So what we see here today, when you see these nations uniting today, these are nations who are in one accord, because originally they have inherited the same heritage. They have the same heritage, which comes from Babylon, because their people were scattered from all over the face of the earth from Babylon, and they brought their notion of worship with them. They brought their idolatry and their same idea of world dominance with them. This is why you see today they have come back again with the same idea from Babel to come back together and dominate the world in their new world order.
Wow.
All right. So Babylon is used by Satan, and Babylon is used by the Most High. We're going to look on Satan's use of Babylon first. All right, so Satan uses Babylon to unite his people so as to achieve his goal. Isaiah 14, 3-4. Always uniting his people under Babylon, under the same system. All right. The king of Babylon, read verse 3.
And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Continue.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor seized, the golden city seized?
All right,
Yahweh,
so in the end time, read the other verse. Yahweh
hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers.
All right, so the wicked of the earth, the rulers of the earth are going to be represented by Babylon. And when Israel is delivered in the end time, they are going to celebrate against Babylon. Well, let's see how Babylon will be manifest. Verse 12. It's Lucifer himself who will be spearheading Babylon. Verse 12.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Weaken the nations in the end time and had the nation of Israel under wraps. Okay? Because of the same thrust for Babylon. When they were going up in the Tower of Babel, they want to go up to the tower and to attack the Most High. Now Satan is using Babylon in this end time in order to be like the Most High, to sit upon the congregation in the sides of the north, to ascend above the heights of the clouds, just like in Babylon before. All right? So this that they are using, it is through this thing that they are putting in the arms of people, to ascend into heaven, to exalt his throne above. He is going to sit inside our temples, the temples of mankind. That is what Satan is doing through Babylon today. Verse 13.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Allure. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
On the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. He sit upon Europe. All right? Sit upon the G7 nations, directing the world to take the mark of the beast. Because Satan wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be able to monitor you, to know your thoughts, to be able to program you, to be able to be like the Most High. All right?
Yeah.
Verse 14.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
So that is Satan's use of Babylon. And that is what we are weary of in these end times. The whole entire world is set up for this thrust, for Satan to be like the Most High and to sit inside your temple, which is your body. All right? So Satan uses Babylon to unite his people so as to achieve his goal. But the Most High uses Babylon to punish and chasten his people. We're going to give two reasons, two major ways the Most High uses Babylon. The first one is to punish and chasten his people. Oh, where are we here? All right, give me a Jeremiah 51. Oh, Jeremiah 51, verse 7. Okay, read it, please.
All right.
No, I don't want that one yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Isaiah 40. Yeah, this is what I need. Isaiah 51, verse 7. No. Let me see if it's the wrong one. No, I made a mistake. Wow. Uses Babylon to punish and chasten his people. Where was that again? Let me see if I can get this one. It's very important that we get this one. Somewhere in Jeremiah 25.
What about Jeremiah 20, 22? Well, I don't know.
27. I got it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Start from, let me see. Verse 6.
And now have I given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and the beast of the field have I given to him also to serve him.
So he calls Nebuchadnezzar his servant. All right? And his people were in captivity, in slavery to Babylon. So he uses Babylon to chasten and correct and punish his people. Verse 7.
And all nations shall serve him, and his son, and his son's son, until the very time of his land come. And then many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of him.
All right, so all nations shall serve him. We're going to look next at the implication of the nations serving him. It's another way that the Most High uses Babylon against the nations. All right, so we're looking at how it uses it against his people. Verse 8.
And it shall come to pass that the nation and the kingdom which will not serve the same Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and that will not put their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, that nation will I punish, saith Yahuwah, with the sword and with the famine and with the pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand.
So the Babylonians are idolaters. They are evil. They are wicked. But the Most High says everybody will have to serve him. Why does the Most High want everyone to serve the evil one? Verse 9.
Therefore hearken not ye to your prophets, nor to your diviners, nor to your dreamers, nor to your enchanters, nor to your sorcerers, which speak unto you, saying, Ye shall not serve the king of Babylon.
In other words, he said, don't let anyone tell you anything, children of Israel. Don't let anyone you are to serve the king of Babylon. Verse 10.
For they prophesy a lie unto you, to remove you far from your land, and that I should drive you out, and ye should perish.
All right. Verse 11.
But the nations that bring their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon and serve him, those will I let remain still in their own land, saith Yahuwah, and they shall till it and dwell in it.
So important it is to serve the king of Babylon, because the Most High uses Babylon for another purpose. And that purpose is to keep the nations away from him. The Most High does not want any relationship with any other nation except the children of Israel. So, the nations are made to serve Babylon, because Most High does not want them to serve him. But he only has one relationship with one nation. Jeremiah 51:7.
Speak again, someone.
Jeremiah 51:7.
Right. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
All right, so the Most High says every nation has to serve the king of Babylon. Why? The Most High knows that when Babylon is done with them, they're going to be mad. They're going to be drunken. All right? When you're drunken, you're stumbling all over. Okay? He wants the nations to be mad. And why is that? Isaiah 40 verse 17. We keep telling you the Most High does not care for the nations. To his mercy, those from the nations are allowed to join themselves to his people, but he does not care for the nations. Read verse 17.
All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
So, he doesn't want these nations around him, so he gives them Babylon to make them happy, to make them drunk, and to make them mad. All right? And we get more understanding when we go to the book of Jubilees, chapter 15, verse 30 to 32. Read it, please.
For Ishmael and his sons and his brothers and Esau, Yahuwah did not cause to approach him, and he chose them not because they are the children of Abraham, because he knew them, but he chose Israel to be his people.
The Most High chose one nation, one people, and all of the other nations, they are nothing before him. All right? Abraham had Ishmael. He had other sons, but the Most High said he did not choose them. Jacob had two sons, Esau, but the Most High said I didn't choose Esau. All right? Continue.
And he sanctified it and gathered it from amongst all the children of men. For there are many nations and many peoples, and all are his, and and over all hath he placed spirits in authority to lead them astray from him.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Before we go any further, I made an error. I said Jacob had 2 sons. It should be Isaac had 2 sons. Sorry. Thanks, Ziona. Yes. So he sanctified and gathered it from amongst all the children of men. For there are many nations and many peoples, and all are his. And over all hath he placed spirits in authority to lead them astray from him. That's why he gave them Babylon, to make the nations drunk and mad, so as to lead them astray from him. Continue.
But over Israel he did not appoint any angel or spirit, for he alone is their ruler, and he will preserve them and require them at the hand of his angels and his spirits, and at the hand of all his powers, in order that he may preserve them and bless them, and that they may be his and he may be theirs from henceforth forever.
So that's it. He protects his people. He is master over his people. No other spirit. Every other spirit has to give an account for how they deal with his people. But for the other nations, he gives them deceiving spirits. He gives them Babylon.
I guess it's the reason why they took these books out.
Exactly. Can you imagine this being in the Bible? How could Christianity as it is now thrive when people go to this? People are going to ask questions and say, no, but this, if you're not Israelites.
Then we have spirits. We have spirits that are leading us astray.
This couldn't be in the Bible.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for Christianity, the Christian business.
No, it wouldn't work. It's not good for business.
Yes, it's not good for business. Nah. This will create many controversies. Yeah.
Yes, so they just had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway, we are going to look at an animal that is quoted in the scriptures that manifests Babylon. And in looking at this animal, we're going to go to depths and depths and depths and depths in looking at this creature. And this creature, Satan manifests himself in this creature. Babylon manifests itself in this creature. And we're going to see scriptures that show you their manifestation. And we're even going to go to the stars, how the stars manifest the story of the Bible with this creature and the people of the Most High. So, the name of this creature is Leviathan. Leviathan. Leviathan from Hebrew. All right, we're going to go more. We're going to have a video that's coming up that's going to go into more detail about the meaning of Leviathan. And it is a wreathed animal that is a serpent. All right, here we have Satan the serpent, especially a crocodile or some other large sea creature, sea monster. Figuratively, the constellation of the dragon. And we're going to go to the constellation of the dragon or Cetus after this to get more meaning from it. Also as a symbol of Babylon. Yeah, trying to get myself, yeah. Also as a symbol of Babylon, Leviathan morning. So let's go to the video. If you cannot hear the video, you can tell me, please. Yeah. Now this video here will tell us about Leviathan and the relationship between Leviathan and the constellation of Cetus. All right. I think I shared this video with our group this week. This is just about a 2-minute clip from it. All right. So listen, please. If you're not hearing it, please tell me.
Not hearing.
Oh, Not hearing. All right.
Not hearing.
All right, thanks. Today is a day of let me get it back. Let me see if I can get it open. Are you hearing it now?
No, not yet.
Wow.
You have to share to YouTube.
I gotta find a way around this because I gotta play this.
You have to play to YouTube.
Play through?
YouTube.
No. Oh, no, no. Oh, it's not showing on it.
Yeah, currently it's not showing, but initially it was.
Oh, it was initially.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do to get this thing. It is so important for me to get this going. Oh boy.
Brother C,
Yeah.
if you cannot get it and know exactly where you want, I could play it on my side while I show the video.
No. Let me see if I can do it. Ziona, how you get the to on Zoom?
Press share.
Oh, share screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just press the share screen.
And go to?
YouTube.
No.
Yes.
Let me see. Let me see.
You have to get it on YouTube first.
Oh no, I know where I can get it. This one.
Yeah, no.
All right. So I can go here. Let's see if this works. Share screen.
Restart it.
Hmm?
Come off and go back on.
Where is it?
Press that. No, press that.
Which one?
That one over there.
This?
No, that one. Press it and press share.
No, but
And
it's
try and
not
click
showing.
the thing. Try and click it.
You're seeing it?
I'm seeing the folder with all the videos.
Okay. I know it's not working.
Brother C, open the video first, then share it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but this isn't even the wrong one. No, 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 no. This is the one I want. Right, open it first. Finally. So how you get the sound now?
It's my job.
Yeah. All right, let's see now.
Here with Cetus. We're just going to pick up from where we started off in part one. Here's Cetus. This is the sea monster, the great enemy bound. Now, Cetus is actually the enemy of the fish, which is Pisces. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that Pisces represents the northern and the southern tribes, and they're bound to Cetus, the sea monster.
So we have Cetus, who is the dragon, who is Babylon, who binds Pisces, the fish, which represents the northern and southern kingdom of Israel. First of all, let me just say that many people are afraid of the stars, afraid of looking at how things manifest themselves in the stars. But the whole entire scripture, the whole entire Bible is written in the stars. And we have to understand that the Most High wrote this as a witness to his word. So he gave us the word. So you have a lot of people who say, oh, Bible was written by men. Oh, it's a white man's book. Oh, this is this and this is that. No, when you have the witness in the stars, you realize that the Bible is true, because everything that is written is played out in the stars and can be seen in the stars. The thing with the wicked, Babylon takes everything that the Most High gives and distorts it for themselves. So they take it and they make astrology out of it. And they take it and they use it to worship their gods. So you have Greek mythology and all of those things that come out of what is written in the stars. Because they hate the Most High and they hate his people, and they do not want to worship him, they use it and they create their own gods, so they do not have to serve Yahuwah. So they create their own gods from it and create their astrology and divination and sorcery and all of the sort of things out of the stars. But we do not look that way. We look at how the Most High confirms his word in the stars. Cetus, the dragon, dominating over the northern and southern kingdom. This is what this is all about. The dragon is Leviathan, which is Babylon.
Right? Okay. So we established in the last video that the sea monster, Cetus, is Leviathan. And you say, okay, well, how do you know? Well, let's go here. But before we go here, I want to talk about the moon. This is the 13th moon. This is the blue moon. This is the hunting moon. And it is called the 13th moon because this, you don't see this a lot. There are 12 moons, but you never really see this moon. It happens like every 2 years. And it's just so happening that this one is falling on Halloween, October 31st. This moon would be in Cetus's head. Now, initially, I showed you the harvest moon, which is October 1st. It was in the tail of Cetus. And, you know, when I was sitting down thinking about it after I did the last video, I was like, wait a minute. This moon, the full moon was here on October the 1st in the tail, and then it moved to the head. So I was like, wow, is this symbolic of, you know, the Most High's people moving from the tail to the head? Now, this 13th moon with the number 13 also means apostasy and rebellion. So let's go into a little bit of information about Leviathan, okay? And get some information, because some of y'all are probably like, what do you mean by this? So we're going to go here to the Blue Letter Bible. And let's just look up Leviathan. So it's a wreathed animal, a serpent, especially the crocodile or some other large sea monster. And when you were looking at it in that picture I just showed you, you can see that it looks like some type of crocodile, some type of sea monster, some type of something from the water. So it's figuratively the constellation of the dragon. It's the constellation of the dragon, figuratively, symbolic of it. Okay, so let's go back. Also, it's a symbol of Babylon. Wow. Leviathan is a symbol of Babylon, you guys. Whew, you guys, all praise to the Most High, because it's the Most High who reveals these things to his people. It's the Most High. I've heard so many stories about Leviathan, but here is breaking it down. Cetus, it had the northern and southern tribes bound. The Most High is who put his people into captivity. And he uses what he wants. The world is his. He uses what he wants. He will use the evil to do his bidding. Oh my goodness. Let me go on and keep breaking this down. So anyway, so we established that the symbol that Leviathan is actually a symbol of Babylon, okay? Then here it's a serpent, a larger kind. In Job 3:8 places the root. And then here it says, especially a crocodile and very large aquatic creature used for a fierce enemy. So when I was saying that he uses the evil to do his bidding, you see here it says it's used for a fierce enemy. All right.
Right. So, just as I was saying, he uses the evil to do his bidding, as I was saying that he used Babylon, the evil, to do his bidding with the world. He used the Babylon to chasten, to punish, to correct his people, and he also used Babylon in order to keep the other nations from him. All right? All right. So let's look at the Bible now, because we saw it in the stars. Let's look at the Bible. It tells us about Leviathan, the dragon in the sea. The dragon in the sea. And remember, the Bible tells us about the dragon. We're going to match up everything together. Isaiah 27, 1 to 6. I think we had done part of that before. No, I don't think so. The redemption of Israel has to do with the dragon. With the dragon. With Babylon. The redemption of Israel. Read, please.
In that day, Yahuwah with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
All right. So here it is. Much of the Bible, when it speaks, it is speaking about things that are playing out in the stars. You recognize the language here, bro?
Yeah.
It is not something that you will naturally see in this world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. This is speaking about what is happening in the stars.
This guy, yeah.
And this will be done by Yahushua HaMashiach. As we're going to see from another clip, we're going to see the Messiah, who is the breaker, or Perseus, who is going to slay the dragon. So read it again, verse 1.
In that day, Yahuwah with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
Verse 2.
In that day, sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, Yahuwah, do keep it. I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep it night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go through them. I would burn them together. Or let him take hold of any of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he shall make peace with me. He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud, and fill the face of the world with fruit.
This is the return of the Messiah to destroy Leviathan, to destroy Babylon. All right, Psalm 74, 10 to 14. Read it, please.
O Alua, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. For Alua is my king of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. Thou breakest the heads of the Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness.
All right. Now this divide the sea by thy strength, thou breakest the head of the dragons in the water. Leviathan is the dragon, that old serpent called Satan. All right. He breaks the head of Leviathan in pieces and gave us him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Now, a lot of people see this and think that the Most High is going to literally kill Leviathan and feed the people in the wilderness the flesh. But this is not what this means. All right. Read verse 14 again, and we're going to get a matching verse to it. Read verse 14 again.
Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness.
The people inhabiting the wilderness, some of them will eventually go into the kingdom. So when it says gives them to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness, it is speaking of the riches. It's speaking about Babylon and its riches in the end that his people will receive. Isaiah 61 verse 6, the gospel. Read it, please. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was reading muted. Sorry.
Huh?
But ye shall be named the priest of Yahuwah. Men shall call you the ministers of Alua, of our Alua. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. Leviathan, where is it? Verse 14. Gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. They shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. Babylon's riches will be eaten by the people inhabiting the wilderness, by the people of the kingdom. All right? Because the Most High, Leviathan is an unclean animal. It is a dragon. They're going to give his people dragon to eat. Yeah?
Figurative, yeah.
So, we see that Leviathan is the dragon, which is Cetus, which is Babylon. All right? So, the Bible speaks of a dragon, and it also speaks of a dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. And we're going to see that the dragon has 7 heads and 10 horns. And we're going to see that Babylon also has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. All right? All in the working of Satan. We're going to see how everything works synergistically together. Don't forget our topic, Babylon is fallen. We're working there to get us there, to show us what is happening today, to get everything in perspective, all right? So the Revelation 12 dragon had 7 heads and 10 horns. Read, please.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads.
Right. Revelation 12b, that is a dragon. That is Hasatan, Satan. 7 heads and 10 horns. Revelation 13 beast has 7 heads and 10 horns and is given authority by the dragon. So it's Satan working through through Babylon, the beast, rather. Satan working through the beast. Continue, read it, please.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
So the beast is after the similitude, the likeness of Satan, of the dragon. All right?
Yeah.
So when the dragon is manifested in the heavens, it is the same beast that is manifest.
Yeah.
Verse 2 says something that we're not going to look at yet, but it is very important. Just want us to just think about this, just keep this in the back of our heads. Verse 2.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority.
All right. Not going to look at that into detail as yet, but a little further on, we're going to do that. All right. Revelation 17, Revelation 17, Babylon also has 7 heads and 10 horns. Revelation 17, 1-9. So what do we have here? We have the dragon, the beast, and Babylon, all same 7 heads and 10 horns. You think that is a coincidence?
No way. No way.
Read that, please.
And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Is Brother Kazak frozen?
Fornication. So he carried me away in the ruach into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Having 7 heads and 10 horns. All right, this name of a woman full of blasphemy, this is the second beast of Revelation. This is the woman, the religious order. Verse 4.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in the hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Golden cup, where is it? Does this remind us of something?
Yeah, the communion cup.
The what?
The Catholic Holy Communion cup, the golden cup.
Yeah. And in addition to the word, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand.
Yes.
Yeah? And this, of course, is speaking about the Catholics. Right here. And upon her head was a name written.
Was a name written on her forehead. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Right, mother of harlots. So the mother had daughters, and we know who the daughters are. All of Christianity are the daughters of the harlots, all right? Don't think you're excluded because you call yourself something else, or you might not believe some of the things that they believe. But you're one and the same, one order. All right? So it says Babylon the Great. So we want to establish that Babylon had what? 7 heads and 10 horns. Same as the dragon, same as the first beast. All right? All right. So we'll go further into that. All right. So that is what we have now. Those are the signs of the end. And we know that we are near to the end. The age is almost at an end. because we see the beast system having been raised up. We see the beast of 7 heads. We did a video with that before. The G7 nations have now come to the forefront and are getting the world to take the mark of the beast. So we have to check ourselves as to what time is it, because the whole idea of us doing this is to show people and let people know that we are at the end of the age. We know people have been saying this for such a long time. People have been saying this. Oh, time is. Someone told me the other day that you should not tell people that this is it, because people have always been saying it. All right. We tell people that this is it because the apostles, they told people to be ready at all time for the end. So if we even tell people that this is it, and this is not it, then they don't have anything to lose. But we are very sure that this is it because of all the different pieces. And we're going to go through different things to show why we believe it is time to leave out of Babylon. Because we had shown before that the Most High had said, you must serve Babylon. All right? This is what we want to go at. The Most High said you must serve Babylon and you will be punished if you don't serve Babylon. But the Most High also told us when certain things happen, then you know it is time to flee Babylon because Babylon is now going to be destroyed. We have many things to know. We know that Babylon is in for destruction because we have served our 400 years captivity. That for one, lets us know that, hey, it's time for our deliverance. Because he said in Genesis 15:13, 15:14, this is what he said after our 400 years. Genesis 15:13. Read, bro.
And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
So we shall be strangers in a land that is not ours. That's very important. He didn't even say they will be in a land that is not theirs. He says they shall be strangers. And that is how we feel in our land where we are. And I can tell you, especially for people like those in the United States, they are never ever made to feel like they belong there. They are Americans, but they are made to feel as if they are squatters. All right? Never feeling comfortable with where you are. And our people, strangers in a land that is not there, we keep running around the world, going to different places, trying to find, trying to earn a decent living. All right? It says there shall be stranger for 400 years. And we know that 400 years is up. 1619 to 1419. And so we have been awaiting our deliverance. But verse 14 says,
and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
Shall they come out with what?
Great substance.
So remember, we're talking about them eating Leviathan, the people of the wilderness.
Yeah.
So the people of the wilderness shall come out with great substance from Leviathan, from Babylon, because that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. So we know that the judgment is coming for the nations. We know that the judgment is coming for Babylon. All right? So with very many different ways, we know that Babylon is going to be spanked, and it is time to come out of Babylon. So we're talking about the beast, and we said the beast, is setting up, is executing the mark of the beast. And in Revelation 13, it tells us how long the beast will be here. And it also tells us how long his people will be in the wilderness. And we see a lot of people now all over the world are preparing to exit Babylon. A lot of people are preparing to move out of the midst of Babylon, go to somewhere remote, go somewhere where they cannot, you know, where they do not have to bow to the Babylonian system. Yeah? And we were told how long the wilderness experience will be. And we're also told how long Babylon would the beast would reign for. So we ask the question, is the age almost at an end? According to scripture, it tells us that it's almost at an end because the beast is given 3.5 years. Read please.
And there was and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and the power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
42 months, the beast was given power to continue. The only thing is we don't know when those 42 months begin. But here, what do we know? We do know the beast of 7 heads, and we see them active throughout the world, executing their lies and their tricks and their deceptions to get people to take the mark of the beast. All right, so that 3.5 years is not very far away. Either it has already started or it will soon start in the near future. All right, and the wilderness, 3.5 years, and you see people now preparing to go into the wilderness. Revelation 12:14, read please, bro.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times, and half a time from the face of the serpent.
So we see the same thing, times, and half a time, 1 year, 2 year and a half year, 3.5 years from the face of the serpent. So the beast is given 3.5 years. Okay, and why is the wilderness given 3.5 years from the face of the serpent? The time when the Most High takes away his people into the wilderness is the same 3.5 years, the time for the beast. Because the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns represents the serpent. Because remember, we say the dragon, Leviathan, is Babylon, is the beast. Yes? You with me, bro?
Right here.
All right. So if they are the beast gets 3.5 years and the wilderness for 3.5 years, protected for 3.5 years from the serpent, which is the beast, which is Babylon, which is Leviathan. Yeah. Okay. That means we are right in the season.
And an interesting thing is that they pushing this injection agenda for the next 3 years, 2020 to 2023.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I found in the publication. Yeah,
I see. All right, so where was I again? Yeah, so the beast given 3.5 years. So that is the 3.5 years. So we were talking about Leviathan, and we were talking about the fish, Pisces. And we were saying that Pisces represents the northern and southern kingdom. And the dragon represents Leviathan, which represents Cetus, which represents Babylon, which is also the beast. All right. So was it this week I was speaking to, or last week, I was speaking to a new member of our group, and she came and she told me a dream. I don't know where that dream came from, why she thought that she had to give me the dream. But of course we know that it's the Most High who gave it to her. And her dream, she did not know, was about the video that was played earlier, the Cetus, dragon, and the fish. Yeah. So let me play her dream to show you how everything comes together, because her dream kind of puts us in time with, to give us an idea that we are in the season. do I want to get to other people? You have to now make preparations to move from out of Babylon. When we say move from out of Babylon, it says flee from the midst of Babylon, which means out of their system. Because they are using their system to keep you at ransom. Blackmail. This is blackmail. If you don't take our abomination, you cannot work. You cannot buy. You cannot travel. You cannot this. You cannot that if you do not take this that we are giving you. So if you stay in the midst of them, you are going to be snared. And this thing is no simple thing. This thing is an abomination that will make you desolate. Yes? This thing gonna fool around with your DNA, gonna change up your DNA. This thing is gonna transform you from a human to a transhuman. This thing is going to make you desolate. So by no means as a believer can you take this thing. But what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in their midst? Because if you stay in their midst, they have plans for forced that thing in their arm, to force that thing in their arm. They're first gonna make it mandatory, and then when people still continue to hold out, then they're going to use force. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the midst of them, depend on them, so your life still depends on them? Yes?
Bro C.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Just want to bring it out a bit clearer. You said come out of their system. Lest someone might be thinking that the system is being in their computer, on their payroll, whatever the case is. It is simply move away from the city area. Find somewhere remote to go away from everything of Babylon. Because if you're still going to be in their area, saying that you are no longer in their system, meaning that I'm not working for them and all those stuff, what will you be doing in the area of Babylon? That is simply meaning that you will be relying on the system at some point, because you cannot be in the midst of Babylon saying that you will not be in their system and still survive like that. You'll be so more tempted to go and take their thing. So fleeing Babylon is get up, walk away from the system, walk away from these nice homes, walk away from these big cities, go somewhere in the bushy area, not just to go and hide, but as a sign of obeying the Most High by fleeing Babylon system.
Yeah. We're going to look at that also. When you flee Babylon, it is so that you can worship the Most High. Yeah?
Yep.
Just so you can worship the Most High. All right. So we're going to hear the dream of Sister Delia. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it back. Ziona, come back up. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it again.
You have to look for the video.
No, it's not there.
Where is it?
Let me get it again. Let me try it. No. So let me see if I can get it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Come on, Zoom. This thing should be easier than that. Come on. All right, here we are. So you get to
Press
share.
more. Press more.
Share.
Yeah, it's already shared.
shared.
Yeah, I think it's still internet problems. Yeah, and hopefully you can bear with the breakup in communication. All right, we should be back up and running again. But so far, I don't know. Well, anyone has anything to share? Well, gentlemen, brothers, anyone has anything to add on? It seems Brother Mahan also fell off. Can anyone hear me though?
Yes, I'm hearing you. This is Sister Sally. Shalom, shalom, my brother. How are you?
All right, good, Sister Sally. Good. Nice to hear from you.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm very
Huh?
well. I was thinking I'm the only one. I'm the one that got what, dropped off the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I just come on a few minutes now, so not long. Not long. I was not at the beginning, but I was here. Brother Azak was talking about we have to get from Babylon because it is coming down really sharp, and I know it is true because yesterday I was watching the news in from Jamaica, and there's a doctor named Dr. Tufton, and he was saying that in where I'm from in Jamaica, Westmoreland and Hanover, there are the corona gone so high there, and the doctor said, Dr. Tufton, he said they have to give out the injection by now till from August to September. That most of the people they got to take it. Yeah. So we expect everybody to come and take it from now till September. So yeah, they're really coming down very, very hard. When you think it not, they're working. Remember, the enemy work overtime. When we are sleeping, the enemy working. That is how the enemy do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we have to watch, as what the words say, watch and pray and have our eyes open.
Yeah.
So yes.
And today
in Barbados, I was watching at the same Jamaican news in Barbados because someone told me that Barbados they start to give it out now. You cannot travel unless you get the vaccine, the back and front. So I was watching the news from Jamaica, and they was showing the Prime Minister from Barbados. They know what happened. A lot of people buying the illegal vaccinate card, and they find out. Wow. Yes, they find out. So yeah, we have to be so careful too. They holding on, they dropping off than that too. So
yeah,
it's serious.
What Brother Mahan? What the whole Jamaica got cut off the internet?
Well,
I don't know, but I'm using my phone connection because everything is shut down. I mean, where I am right now, my family, they have no Wi-Fi either.
Yeah.
Brother Shadrach is also out?
Yes, both of you went at the same time.
That it is that worthless dragon there, you know, but I mean, the truth will go out anyway.
Yeah.
Did you guys lose power?
No, we still have power right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the act of the enemy, but you know, the truth is going to go out. I guess he's back.
All right. So get back to trying to get this thing to work again.
Bro Kazak, you're not the only one, eh? I think you and Brother Mahan just got cut off the same time.
Oh.
So it's a general, not with you, it's a general thing.
Okay. All right, let me restart the video. Let me restart the video.
Vision go like my brother. I vision.
Hold on. Can you please mute your mics, please? All right.
The vision go like this, my brother. I vision like I was lying in my bed. While I was there in my bed, lying down, I could see in the sky. And when I look up in the sky, I see a big fish.
No, I don't know that.
Big fish.
Who is that?
So sorry, mute your mics.
Who is that? Just identify the person, please.
All right.
We're already having enough challenges on this end.
Going around and around in the sky in a circle. But looking at it, you could see that it was a spirit. By looking at it, you could see that it was a spirit. And it was going round and round and round.
Sister Sally's mic is open.
But looking at it again, it won't look like a dragon also, you know? And I was there and looking at it, but I wasn't scared of it. I was now talking to myself, and I was saying, oh, this is what tormented people at night when they go to sleep, you know? So that's the vision I got. Yeah? Okay, man.
All right, so what she said was that she saw the big fish in the sky. And then when she looked, it turned into a dragon. Same confirmation of what we're having here with Leviathan, the dragon, Babylon, coming after the fish, coming after the house of Israel. Yeah? So her dream and the the radio. Didn't realize that the radio was also off. Gonna need a technical assistant soon, because to do the teaching and coordinate all of these technical stuff, really very tricky. All right, we're back on the radio. Sorry for that cut. All right, thanks for the person who reminded me. All right, so we know that we are in the season. That is what we are on. We are showing that we are in the season. We are in the end time when Babylon is about to be punished. And those of us who are in the midst of Babylon are going to be in problems. Okay? So we know we were speaking about the dragon and the time of the dragon. And in the book of Revelation 12, it tells us about the signs in the heavens. In Revelation 12:1, the sun, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and over her head a crown of 12 stars. And we know that was manifested September 17, 2000, September 23rd, sorry, 2017. That was manifested in the sky. Or we want to look at that 7 years later, that is 2 spans of 3.5 years. That's why the 3.5 years. Sister Sally, could you mute your mic, please? Two spans of 3.5 years. That's why the 3.5 years is very important. 2 spans of 3.5 years. 7 years later, in 2024, there's going to be another eclipse, and we're going to look at that as well, because we tell you that the Most High gives us the stars for signs. And let's go to that. Genesis 1:14. Samuel.
Yes, brother. And Alua said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years.
That is why we lose off when we do not look in the skies, yes? Let them be for signs. All right? So in 2017, we got the sign, and 7 years later, we're going to get another sign. Let's see about it. Total solar eclipse, 2017, all right? August 21st, 2017 was a solar eclipse. And by September 23rd, 2017, we had the sign of the woman in the sky. All right? And 7 years later, on April 8th, 2024, there will be another solar eclipse. And it's very, very important. This is very, very, very important, because where these lines converge, the two eclipses, where they converge, let's see the little story on that. The center of the eclipse. Could you read it, please, bro?
All right. Okay. Your internet is a bit.
It's small?
No, not small. Yeah, the buffering, the buffer size, the buffer rate is actually gone. Made of the writings a bit black. Can anyone else see? Brother Mahan, can you see?
The same thing on my side. It is out of focus.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read it then.
All right, cool.
A reservoir near Carbondale, Illinois, is about to experience the first of 2 totalities in 2017, before another in 2024. This was written in 2017. If you stand in one place on Earth for 360 years, you will, on average, see 1 total solar eclipse. 1 in 360 years in one spot. To show you that this is a sign. The law of averages, however, breaks down completely over the next 7 years, as the town of Carbondale, Illinois, in the USA, will experience 2 blackouts in that short period. So you can experience 1 in 360 years. They are going to experience 2 in 7 years. Why does the Carbondale area referred to as Little Egypt? Now, this is also very important. Remember, we are in spiritual Egypt. You're in bondage. And right where the X marks the spot is a place called Little Egypt. What a coincidence, huh?
A big coincidence. Wow.
Why does the Carbondale area, referred to as Little Egypt, get such a celestial jackpot? Not only will the USA experience a total solar eclipse on August 21st, 2017, but another will sweep through 7 years later on April 8th, 2024. Carbondale is close. Carbondale is close. Carbondale is close to the point of greatest duration, and at 13:20 p.m., totality will last for 2 minutes and 38 seconds. In 2024, it's over 4 minutes, but the chances of having a clear view of totality is much greater in 2017, since the 2024 event occurs during a typically cloudy part of the year. Yes? And it just brings to mind when it says the day of Yahuwah shall be cloud and darkness. Yeah? Wow. So it's going to be a cloudy and dark this time in 2024. What a coincidence. What the Bible tells us about the day of Yahuwah. Anyway, the 2017 and 2024 eclipses have the very different paths, but they intersect near the Illinois, Missouri, and Kentucky state border, right? And that 2024, remember when I told you that we went on the Feast of Tabernacles, and the Most High gave me a dream about a year and showed me 2024 in the year. And at the end of that Feast of Tabernacles, it was the 7th of October, it is exactly to the day 3.5 years right to the next eclipse on April 8th, 2024. I know I am nobody. Why would the Most High show me this, or why would he run this through me? But I'm not telling people any time or anything. What I'm telling you is that the season, when I'm talking about season, you know, I'm not talking about any specific date, but I'm showing you that the Most High has given us the season and told us that it is the season, right? So it's 3.5 years from that time when it ended right until 2024. So I don't know if 2024 will be the first half of the 7 years, or the 2024 will be the last half of the 7 years. Whichever way it is, 2024 is very, very significant, and the end of the age is very, very close. All right? So Sister Delia said she dreamt and she saw a dragon. And we have been speaking about Leviathan, the dragon. We have been speaking about Babylon, the dragon. And would you know it? The year of the dragon. When is the year of the dragon? When is the next year of the dragon? 2024. That is the next year of the dragon. It happens every 12 years. And of course, these things come from these like Chinese astrology, but don't get this wrong. Remember, we tell you, the things are consistent in the sky. What these people do is they use it for their own idolatrous ways to use it to worship their gods. All right? But that does not mean that the things in the script in the heavens do not match the Bible. They match the Bible. But these people take them because they do not want to worship the Most High. They use them in worship of their gods. So 2024 is the year of the dragon. We're telling you that year is very, very significant. Very significant in the end time happenings. All right? So let's get a little more, as we're talking about the dragon and everything, let's get a little more understanding about this. Let me see, we're gonna be struggling with this one last time. We're gonna try to see if we can get this see if we can get this thing going.
And I told you, you have.
All right. Let me see if I can get it up now. Hey, come help me. In case I need help. All right, so we're gonna see if we can get this. It's not showing again. All right, let me see again. What did I do again? I went and I closed it.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You didn't.
And I did it again. Yes. And I go and try it again.
And I told you, you have to look at the.
And let's go and try it again. Still not showing.
Show all windows. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Still not showing. Let me take out this. Let me get rid of some of these windows.
Try again. Try again. You have too much windows.
Wow, what a technical headache this is. Come on, Zoom. You gotta do better than that.
Come on.
Seriously.
Go on to the video.
Where is it?
Get the video. Close the video thing. Did you close the video window?
And I told you, you have to.
Wow, still not showing. Oh, let me get rid of this. Oh, this is terrible.
Come off of it.
It's still not showing it.
Press file.
What did I do the last time?
You didn't come off of the window.
I didn't do what?
You didn't come off of the window. You just took it.
Oh boy. Shamal, you can say something in the meantime. While I work at it.
Press X. Then press share. Press share.
It's very interesting. I mean, Brother Mahan, you can unmute your mic. Let's I'm actually
You have to look at the Bible.
Sorry, who's this? Oh, okay. It's
share screen.
amazing how.
All right, Samuel, finally got it.
Have you got it? Are we safe?
Yeah.
Check if the sound is
I gotta make sure the sound is there.
Yeah.
And I told you, you have to look at the Bible through a different lens, because we're not a.
No sound?
No, the sound is there.
Oh, so it's okay.
Yeah, we can hear. Yeah, we can hear loud and clear.
And I told you, you have to look at the Bible through a different lens, because we're not a religion. This is not a religion. And no matter how much people try to make it a religion, it's not a religion, right? This is a nation. And all throughout the Bible, you see references to the stars, but it's just the way it has been presented to you. You would never know if you didn't go searching for it, or if the Holy Spirit didn't lead you to it, right? So here you see Perseus the breaker in Micah 6, the breaker redeeming his redeemed. Because if you go back to Micah 6, you read the whole chapter, then you'll see what the redeemer is redeeming his people from, right? So here you have the breaker, Perseus. He's coming to rescue Andromeda. Now, Andromeda, we talked about this before, is in Pisces, the northern and the southern. We identified that several times on this channel, Pisces, right? The fish, they were bound by Cetus, the dragon, right? And Andromeda is in this constellation with Pisces, the chained woman. Remember we talked about her? So Perseus was coming to rescue her, right? This should be making sense. And then you can go back to Micah 6 and read that whole thing, and it all lines up, right? Okay. So we also talked about Cassiopeia, because once Perseus is coming to release this one from captivity, right? Andromeda. And then she would be Cassiopeia, the unchained woman, the woman that is waiting for the bridegroom. See? So like I always tell you guys, everything happens in the spiritual first and then physical. So Perseus comes to deliver this one and spiritually, and then is in this phase of waiting for the bridegroom.
Okay. So we have Perseus, which is represented by the Messiah, coming to rescue Andromeda, which represents Yasharal in captivity, to rescue Andromeda from Cetus, which represents Leviathan, which represents the dragon, which represents Babylon. All right? And after rescued, the woman will be the bride awaiting the Messiah. All right, hope you're all with me and following carefully. All right. So all that we said about Babylon in the end times, all the prophecies about Babylon, they will be repeated in the end time. Okay? Because Malachi 3 says, I am Yahuwah, I changeth not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. And Ecclesiastes 1, 9 to 10 tells us that there's nothing new under the sun. That which has been is what which has been, and that which is done, that which shall be done. All right? So let us look now at the end time Babylon, because we're going to be looking at how Babylon is manifest in the end times. What we just showed was the process of the Messiah coming to rescue his people from the dragon, from Babylon. So what we must understand, and we're looking at the year 2024, we are in the season of the end. That is what we are repeating to people. You got to make preparations to move from the midst of Babylon. And as Brother Mahar told you, moving from the midst of Babylon is moving physically from their system, from in the midst of their system. And remember, we spoke about their system being about religion and commerce, finances, music, entertainment, everything. Just take yourself away and go into isolation with people of like minds. Start communities together where you are your own government, where Yahuwah is your government, because that is the idea of taking ourselves out, because we cannot adequately worship the Most High in this system, because they have set up the system so that Yahuwah cannot get any worship. Because as long as you take that thing in your arm, they can switch you on. They actually own you. They can switch you on and off as they wish. They can lead you to do that which they want you to do, not what you want to do. So you have lost your free will. Your will is now 100% owned by them. Yes, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in that system? We just read on the radio since week, the health minister here in Jamaica telling us that they are considering adopting things from other countries, and he pointed out specifically France. And we know what is going on over there in France. The protests against the mandatory vaccinations and protests against you cannot do this or you cannot go here or there if you don't have this thing. And Jamaica is thinking about adopting this. And it's going to come worldwide. And we see Indonesia already has it, and Australia moving towards it. A lot of countries are moving towards this. All right, what are you going to do? As long as you, and we hear about engineered famine that is coming up, what are you going to do? As long as you depend on their system, you're going to be seriously hurt. Seriously, seriously hurt. All right? All right. End time Babylon. We're going to look at end time Babylon. And we've looked at it before, but we need to go through it again. Okay? We need to go through it again. Wow. We have a lot to go through with all the hitches and everything. Wow. End time Babylon. The Revelation 13 beasts. And we're going to go to Daniel's vision of the 4 beasts. Daniel 7:1-6. I'm going to try to move as fast as possible. Read, please.
All right. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, divers one from another. The first was like...
So hear this. Hear this. Notice that it's always, the beasts are always coming up from the sea.
Yep, Leviathan.
Yes, always coming up from the sea. It's a serpent, it's a devil manifesting himself, coming up out. All right?
Wow. Yeah.
Same order. Continue. 4 great beasts come from the sea, diverse one from another. Continue.
The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
All right, hold on. Go on, continue. No, but
And behold,
go on, continue.
And behold, another beast, a second like a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh.
Yeah.
6. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
All right, so let's go now to Revelation. Where did we see it again? Revelation 13. Did we see it in Revelation 13, verse 3? No. Verse 2. Read verse 2, please. This is Daniel's 4 beasts. Read, please.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority.
All right, so you see the 3 animals here in Daniel 7.
Yeah.
The leopard, the bear, and the lion are present here in this Revelation 13 beast that is giving us this mark. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what we want to go now is the 4th beast. The 4th beast. Yeah, verse 7.
After this I saw in the night visions, And behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
So this beast is a beast that they are, is a beast that these people are developing right now. This, the fourth industrial revolution, the new world order. Fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. This beast right here that we have in this world couldn't be stronger. Nobody can go against them. If you go against them as a leader, you are killed. Yeah? It does devour and break in pieces. You're saying something?
I'm saying we can see it with the Ugandan president, the Haiti presidents, and the rest.
Yeah.
Who have opposed the fourth industrial revolution. The agenda.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, so let's continue here. All right. Revelation 13:3. Daniel 20. Revelation 13:3. Read, please.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Right. One of his head as it were wounded to death. Shamuel, you can name the 7 heads of the beast?
Yeah. We have the Great Britain. We have the United States. We have Japan. We have Germany. We have Canada. That's 5.
Yeah.
We have what is it?
France.
France, yes, and Italy, I think.
And Italy.
Russia.
So which one of those 7 you think one of his head were wounded to death and his deadly wound was healed?
It was Italy.
Italy, which represents
the mother harlot,
the kingdom of Rome.
Yeah, bro.
You remember you had the Roman Empire that was reigning for an entire time and then it's down. Now it's back up again.
Yes.
So it's Italy that has the deadly wound, that has the head, as if we were wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed. Rome is standing up strong once again. Daniel 2:31-35. These people, I'm telling you. Let's see the nature of this kingdom that they are setting up. Verse 31.
Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs as brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
All right, so the head was of gold. It's very important. The head was of gold. The golden head was the head of Babylon. I think he's going to tell us further down. It's very important. The prized part of it, the head, which speaks about the mind, and it's the head that controls the body.
Yeah.
So it is Babylon that controls the entire system. So right now we have the different nations coming together, the lion, the bear, and the leopard, but they are all controlled by the dragon in the person of Babylon.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right. This image head was of fine gold, and his breast.
No, have we read that already?
Go down with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth.
All right, so this is the Messiah coming to destroy the entire world order. The entire world order. Because guess what? All of these nations, this is how the Most High does. The Most High does a summary execution. So he brings everybody together to one big party and just executes one thing just like that. All of these people have created these evils all over the earth throughout generations. The Most High just amasses them together and lets them flourish until the end. Flourish, 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 and then bam, he just destroys all of them, just like that.
Brother C.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
What you just said a while ago, match up with that verse. I think it was, I forgot there, but when those elders died, not receiving that which was promised, and the Most High said, he will do one thing together. So basically, they should wait until they are waiting on us. So he do one thing together. He will not do some here and some there and some over there. It will be one thing. Everybody going to come together at that point. You do one thing. That's it.
Yes. So he brings Greece together, Assyria, Moab, Edom, Babylon, everybody in one melting pot, one world order. All of us come together. We are going to rule the world. No, you're not going to rule the world. The Most High is setting you up for your destruction.
Yep.
So that is why we have to move out of their midst. So when the Most High destroys, he warned us. So when he destroys, we will not partake of their destruction. All right. Verse 36.
Verse 36. This is a dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the allure of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power and strength and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beast of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thy hand, and hath made thee ruler over them all. Thou art his head of gold.
All right, you see that? That is how important Babylon is. Wheresoever the children of men dwell, he has given everything into Babylon's hand. Babylon is the mastermind, the brain. Babylon is the head of all abominations on this earth. That's why I said the mother of harlots and abominations. Yeah? That's Babylon. Continue.
Right. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
So Babylon is superior to all the other kingdoms. All the other kingdoms. Yeah?
Yep.
And the fourth kingdom?
The fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
This is this fourth kingdom that is coming. Yeah?
Yep.
And this was Rome, I think, yeah. Rome was the fourth kingdom, but Rome, of course, their deadly wound is now healed. So Rome has been ruling for quite a long time, but they have been in the background doing their thing, setting up. Go ahead.
I'm saying they've been ruling for over 1,000 years.
Yeah, but not outrightly.
Yeah. There was a breakaway. Yeah. It was wounded greatly.
Yep.
41.
Yeah.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, But there shall be a net of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with mirror clay, 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
All right, partly strong and partly broken. And we know this world, new world order. If it cannot be fully strong. If you look at what they are doing today, they are forcing people to take this thing and to be part of their system. People do not willingly want to be a part of their system. It's not going to be fully strong. And how they're doing it as well, it is not going to work. Verse 43.
Verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with mirror clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of man, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Seed of men, seed of men. This is our DNA. They're going to be mingling with our DNA. All right? Mixing the artificial intelligence, the iron, with our bodies, which is clay. Yeah?
That is just very, very clear.
This is mine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that is very clear because when we see that whereas thou sawest iron mixed with mirror clay, and we also see mingle themselves with the seed, I don't see nothing else where it could mean by what they are doing right now.
Yeah.
And also, as we're talking about kingdom, we have to go back to when Satan was trying to bribe the Messiah, that if he bowed down to him and give him worship, he, Satan, will give the Messiah the kingdom on earth and their glory. So when we see these things happening in this place, they are just hanging onto these kingdoms temporarily, because the Messiah is going to come back and do his thing and just destroy them. It is all temporary.
Bro, there's something very interesting here. All right. I don't know if anyone notices it. Look at the word they. Who is they? Because it's not just the kingdom, it's speaking something quite deep here. Because this nanopart, well, I don't know if I have to call it, but these nanobots and these nanobot demonic entities.
Yes.
That are trying to mingle themselves with the seed of men.
Yep. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Yep. Oh boy, here we go again with that. Let me try with that with another video. Yes. Yeah, I have to find, where's the video? Hold on.
Find the video.
Where is it?
Test it again.
All right. No, we don't have the video. Anyway, we're gonna spare ourselves the task. All right, and we know that we had played it several times here. Klaus Schwab.
Yep.
Oh, you're not hearing it?
No.
All right, but you can see it, right?
Yeah, we can see it, yeah. And we can read the caption.
Yeah. So let me restart it.
Okay, cool.
Let me restart it so you can read the caption of what they have planned for us. This is the fourth industrial revolution, which is the fourth kingdom of Daniel. This is what we just wrote. This is what they're doing to us. They are mingling themselves with the seed of men. They are mingling us with artificial intelligence. They are merging us with computers. This man, Klaus Schwab, he is the chairman of the World Economic Forum. And he says the fourth industrial revolution is seeing the fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities. That is what they're doing with that liquid that they're putting in their arms, and they say, oh, nothing is wrong with it. Oh, it is this, oh, this. Ah, boy. All right, let's read what Klaus Schwab is saying.
At the end, what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities.
That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know, Claus. Get out of here. Wicked man. Wicked man. Get out of here. Yeah. All right. So that is their aim. What we're trying to tell people is that the time is up. Meaning, if you stay in the midst of Babylon, you are going to be, I don't know, snared somehow. They're going to get you somehow. Yeah?
They will get you because this is their system they've set up, all right? So they have control and dominion over it. It's been given to them.
Yes.
So anyone who chooses to stay in that banner, you are seeking for their protection, not the protection of the Most High, because the
Yes.
Most High is separating his people, all right? He's calling out his people. He says, get out, come out of here, all right? So that you don't become a partaker of that abomination the scripture keeps talking about. So if you don't obey Yahuwah, we know disobedience is what? Rebellion. And rebellion means that when Yahuwah pours down his wrath, you will be what? You will be consumed by it in the midst of Babylon, the system Babylon. All right.
And he said something very important. It has been given to them. So it must happen. It has been given unto them, and it is written for it to happen. So what do you think? People are saying, oh no, it's not the time yet. Oh no, it has been written. It has to happen. And the Most High does it, of course, to divide his people. His people who are willing to give up everything to stay Kadash, to stay holy unto him. Yes. His people are willing to set themselves apart for him. Then he is setting them apart from the people whose hearts are still in Babylon.
Yeah.
Simple. And the Messiah warned us. We are telling people about this abomination of desolation. If there is not, our body is your, know ye not that your body is the temple of rock? Let me get it. I never can get these verses correctly like some people. That's not my gift at all, to be able to recite them exactly. I have to go back to them every single time. Read that, please, bro.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of Alua, and ye are not your own?
Oh, your body is the temple. So we have to exalt the Most High in our body and in our spirit. Not only in our spirit, but also in our body. Read verse 20.
Yeah. For ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify Alua in your body and in your spirit, which are Alua's.
They belong to him. So when these people come and tell you to pollute it, to get a substance that is going to alter this and alter that and change this and change that and have robots running through your body and all sort of pollution, how can you allow that? Yeah? It's going to make you desolate. Abomination of desolation. Matthew 24, 15 to 24.
I feel like desolation sounds like a big word for maybe the ordinary viewer. So can we break it down along the line what desolation means?
Let's go. And let's not give what I think. Let's go. Desolation. Oh, it just says this despoliation. Let me have to go to the dictionary. Meaning of desolation. What's the meaning of desolation? Let's see what the dictionary says. Desolation. Oh boy. Ruin, right?
Yep.
No. The state of being decayed or destroyed, ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. A place where everything is empty or has been destroyed.
Yeah.
And what they are doing with your DNA is utter destruction. You were made with a DNA. They are telling you that they are going to take out the mRNA strands and put in new codes. Yeah? That's desolate. That's ruining your body, ruining your temple.
The enemy is ruining you. Yep.
Yeah. That is ruin.
Just like a land of desolation.
Yeah. Land that is desolate is a land that is empty and just barren.
Yeah.
Verse 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand.
All right. This is a puzzle. Just as the 666, when it says, he let him who hath wisdom understand. That's the 666. And we see the puzzle that it was. It's the same thing with the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel. We just showed Daniel 2:43 showing us that mingling of clay, iron and clay, is them mingling with the seed of men through this wax. So this is the abomination of desolation. This is the abomination that make it desolate. There are physical examples of abomination that make it desolate upon the altars, physical altars. But now our body is the temple. We are in a spiritual covenant. The enemy is seeking to ravage us spiritually and physically. Yes?
Yeah.
And Brasi, what we're also seeing with verse 15, it is outlining that this verse is not one to take light because it is instructing whoso read it, let him understand.
Another important thing to note here is that it says, when ye therefore shall see, all right, who is it telling? The righteous, those who say obedient, those who say hearken to the voice of the Most High. It says, when you see that the people are being forced, the people are being deceived to take this thing on their arm, all right? It says, you need to know that destruction is coming. So these people receiving this thing on their arm, they are all a ticking time bomb. But now to the righteous, it is a time to be aware and start to prepare. So it's as if it's a code being spoken to the righteous to say, you better start moving, start getting out.
Read verse 16. As you say that, bro, read 16.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Yes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's time to get out of the midst of Babylon. Flee into the mountains.
And an interesting thing, it says, whoso readeth, let him understand. This is referring to the wise, all right? Not the simple. This is referring to the wise who seek knowledge, who seek counsel from the Most High, who take every aspect of instruction and they live their life according to the word of the Most High. These are the wise. He's saying to you as a wise person, says, do what? Flee out of the mist, all right? Flee to the mountain. In other words, mountains symbolizing the wilderness, all right? So it is for the wise.
Yeah. And remember,
just to tap in on that one, Brother Samuel, definitely it is for the wise. But let's say not everyone is that wise, but they have a spirit of believing. Then the wise can explain to them and they will believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I say something there, please?
Yeah, go, sure. Pedro.
Yeah, as we see the scriptures that requires understanding. And there, verse 16 says, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Now, it is also very important that we should prepare ourselves for the life ahead. Most of the people who grew up in these cities, they do not know how to plow seed. They do not know what is what is rural life like.
Yeah.
So now, seeing that this is what the scripture requires from us, it is wise to start to prepare ourselves, learn how to live a life outside the city, so that we don't get to the wilderness and starve and say, oh, let us go back and try something in the city.
Yeah.
Prepare ourselves, teach ourselves, and get ourselves in order so that we can be able to withstand the hardships of wilderness.
It's amazing, not to catch you, Brother Pedro, but it's amazing. Brother Kazak, what compelled the children of Israel in the wilderness to desire Egypt?
The food.
Wow. It's that's
And,
yeah.
one more little piece there as to what Brother El Pedro is saying. As he was talking, and I look back, maybe about 30 years before now, in Jamaica, that is almost all they used to and all they know about farming, until they allow the Babylonian system take away their crop and start to import their garbage, and they're just loving what they're importing. So they now stop farming and relying on other countries to bring in their poison to us. So it is so important that they knew what this country can do. So they come and they break down and build up. But whoever here to hear, let them hear.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for believers who live in cities like Toronto, from back southern backgrounds like the West Indies, Africa, and so on, how would you say they should prepare themselves in the struggle or in the times that are ahead? How should they prepare themselves? Because they cannot run to any mountain in Canada. I live in Toronto. What would you say to these people? How to prepare in the midst of Babylon? You were disconnected or you from Babylon, but how do you prepare yourself? What would you say to your listeners?
All right.
Not only spiritually, but for food. So
yeah, there actually is a belief that the Most High will supernaturally gather his people who have the heart to leave from Babylon. There are people who believe that verses like this, Revelation 12, verses like this, verse 14. Shamuel, read verse 14. From 13 to 14.
All right.
From
And
13, yeah.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child.
So some people that believe that in this time, in end time, our people will be persecuted, and then the Most High is going to execute by supernaturally whisking them away to the wilderness. Read verse 14.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time, from the face of the serpent.
Yeah. So there are some people who believe that this is a supernatural, and I have heard from people who have seen it in dreams, in visions of a great gathering of his people. And one of them actually said that they saw when the angel just came and gathered the people. And just like in Egypt, it was the same thing. The angel just came and said, quickly, quick, 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 quick. So everybody had to just drop what they're doing and they were taken away. And the person said this was in the city. She saw it it was in the projects that the angel just came and just took the Israelites and brought them into the wilderness. And when they were brought into the wilderness, it was a massive place with a lot of people. And the person says most of them were black people, but there were little scatterings from the other races. Well, most of those gathered were blacks, but they were gathered nonetheless.
Again, can I say something in response to the brother's question as well?
Yes, Pedro, sure.
Yes, according to what we've just read, verse 14, and understanding how the Most High has acted before toward his people, there is no way that he would say to us, go to the wilderness and not take care of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No way.
Also on the verse 13, I think something also we need to consider.
But it is wise to say.
Bro,
can you
you're
hear
still
me?
talking. Yeah, repeat it. You were breaking there.
Right. I guess I need to reload here. Carry on, Brother Samuel. I need to reload. I think my internet is gone.
Okay. So see, verse 13 is saying something very profound that I think we also need to look at it critically. Because it says, and when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. Now, we have been going through this for 400 years.
Yeah.
All right. The persecution has been happening. All right. Remember, there's an important ongoing thing that we need to know, that this is still ongoing. We have been persecuted from the seed of Yasharal. The children of Israel have been persecuted even right down to this very moment. All right, by the same dragon, the same beast, the same Leviathan.
Yes.
We are being persecuted even right down. And even with this thing that is going into the arm, these injections, it is all towards the children, the same children of the woman.
Yeah.
So we need to know that the persecution has been going on, and now comes a time when Yasharal is being given the wings, right? Is being given the wings to fly into the wilderness. We are being given the opportunity to heed the call to run and get out into the wilderness, so that we will be nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. So the serpent, remember, the serpent has what? Fangs. All right. The serpent bites into what? Into flesh. The same way that thing that is going into the arm, what does it look like? It looks like a fang, like the serpent. All right. So you are being bitten. Whoever decides to stay is going to be bitten. The only way you are not going to be bitten is when you go into the wilderness, which is out of the face of the serpent.
Yeah.
All right. So we need to have that understanding as well. That's very important.
Yeah. So the wilderness actually means getting out of the rudiments of Babylon, going to a place when you do not need anything from Babylon. That's just it. So
yeah.
I don't know if wherever you are, there are not places where you can go where you do not need Babylon. Because staying in a city, you're going to be totally dependent on Babylon, no matter how you look at it.
You're going to be surrounded.
You're going to be surrounded by Babylon.
Ask Brother Wesley a question. Can you hear me, Brother Wesley?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Are you from Canada? Are you Canadian by birth?
No, Jamaican.
Jamaican. So that is also a next thing to look into, because the scripture says, I will gather you from among the nation where I scatter you. Sometimes what we did as people we leave from where we were born originally and we go to other countries and we reside there. But if you get in the scripture and to understand more, we would more to believe that we need to go back to where we were born. If our sins in that country, we have places to go, where we don't have to be in the midst of Babylon. And also, I'm not saying that wherever you are, it is not doable, but maybe more difficult to endure.
Oh, sorry. So I've made up my mind that I'm not going to take a test, neither the vaccine.
Right.
So that will put me in a position where I'm not able to travel.
Caught between
Sorry?
the devil and you're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. That's as they say. A
Right,
rock and a
but
hard place.
yeah, but you know, I'm still trusting in what the scripture says, that Yah will gather his people from the nations. But also, when was it Isaiah, Isaac, in the time of famine, and the word of Yah came to him and said, do not go into Egypt because he will provide.
Yeah.
So I believe that is the mindset and the of the people of Yah today as well. But what I'm alluding to, would you say to people who are living in cities? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. Before I go any further, when he said do not go into Egypt, Egypt would be equivalent to be saying do not go into Canada or do not go into the United States.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you are separating yourself from the system.
Yeah.
So you're in the system, but not of the system. Would you not say to people that you should, you know, start to put some provision aside or stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, you know, start to buy some food and put aside, or because soon they're gonna implement their passes, you know, CV passes, or and you're not able to buy or sell. So would you say to it would be wise for people in the cities to start to put things aside as you know, we can see the famine coming ahead?
All right, putting things aside in the city.
Yeah.
Read Revelation, Jeremiah 51 verse 6, Shamuel, please.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Flee from the what of Babylon?
The midst of Babylon.
Wesley, it's very important that you understand. If you stay in those cities, you stock up everything, you are still in the midst of Babylon, meaning you're in the midst of their system. You understand? And they have they are out to snare everyone who is there. You got it? So you being there and you're stocking up, your stock.
Sorry, go ahead.
Your stock is going to, your stock is not only going to go down, but these people tell you already that they're going to be coming to your homes. Now, when it comes in the winter in Canada and you are stuck in the midst of Babylon, cannot move, and these people come to your homes, what are you going to do?
So
can I say something else
go ahead.
Brother Wesley?
Go ahead.
It is very important for you to understand that we are not saying that there is no hope. We just have to make it as clear as possible. Yes, you can make it wherever you are, but what we encourage us to do should have this mindset of even if we will die in the process, we will not bow to the enemy. We will not bow to the system. So it is just that for some, it might be a bit difficult. If you're at one place and you can't do anything about it, you have to know that, you know what, until death, I will not bow. I will not seek to save my life, because what is the profit if I try to save my life? It has to be unto death. You will not bow to the system.
And not just that, Brother Wesley, I think that the whole point here, right, the underlining word should be obedience, right? That's what we're looking at. And it's the only way, because without faith, no man can what?
Please him.
Without faith, you cannot please the Most High.
Impossible to please him.
So you want to show, right? An act of obedience by saying, okay, I've heed the word. The call is to get out of the mist. Let me start searching. Let me start putting in the act of obedience, which is doing, trying to find, to see, okay, which areas, what places. You know, now is your time to sit down and prove to the Most High that, okay, I'm willing and I'm looking for a way to get out, all right?
Yes.
So that's the indication. Because once you set your mind to trying to find the wilderness, I believe you me, the brain is wired in such a way that it will bring you, the Most High will just be able to draw your mind to something, all right? But if you're not looking and you're not willing and you're just okay with sitting where you are, saying the Most High will save me, that is already, is like testing the Most High, like what Yahusha said, that it is not right to put Yah to test. You can't test. You rather act, all right? You act on the word. You take the word and you act on it. So start considering, looking for places, say, yeah, I want to move. I want to find where will be a safer place. I want to heed to your word. I want to get out of the mist here. And trust you me that the Most High will make a provision. Will give you direction, a leading, and the right place to go. All right? That's what it's about. Obedience.
Right. But you just gotta hate Babylon. If you hate Babylon enough, you're not gonna stop trying to escape. You're not gonna stop trying to find a place. If you hate it like how I hate it, I just don't want to be here. I don't want to like it here.
You're gonna run from Babylon.
Yeah, man, the system has gotten to me to the point where, you know, when you get to see through the system and see through the lies and the wickedness and the trickery and the connivery and the deception and the evil, you don't want to be with these people. I don't want to be when evil strikes and evil really rears its head here. I'm right here in the midst of these people. Oh. All right, verse 17.
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
And this is what we're saying to people. A lot of us are concerned with what we have here. Some people are relocating and they're thinking about, oh, how can I get my things over to another place? How can I get to transfer? The Messiah said, if you're on the house top, don't even come down to take anything out of the house. What do? You come down and flee. You're not going to stay on the house top. You're going to come down and you're not even going back in the house. You're coming down and flee.
By running.
That's so important it is to just move without hitching. Verse 18.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
So if you're not even at home, you don't even return to home to take out what you have. You leave as is. Verse 19.
And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Uh-oh. That is self-explanatory.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath.
The winter. We hear about these people wanting to have a food shortage in the winter. They want to have you trapped in your house in the winter. Remember, these people are all about control, right?
Yep.
So what is the best time to control you in a country like Canada?
In
the winter. You need the warmth of the house. You need to be inside. When you're inside, pardon?
I'm saying you can't grow crops on the outside.
No, wow. You're a sitting duck. So, oh no. Verse 21.
For then shall the great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Wow.
And this is the danger. This is the danger. We can sit pretty in there and say, oh, and hope. But there shall be great tribulation in Babylon. Great tribulation. So if the only people who are not going to be involved in the great tribulation are those who have taken themselves away from Babylon and are in the arms of the Most High in the wilderness. So you're going to be going to the wilderness. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, being nourished.
Yes. Yeah. That word was in the back of my mind, just nourished. Anything you put to the ground, wherever you are, as long as you obeyed Yahweh, it is multiply. It's gonna multiply out.
It's gonna flourish. All right. So compare struggling to plant with to plant and reap your food. Compare that with what do you call it?
Zombies.
With great tribulation.
With zombies.
Yeah, but I forgot. That's another thing, brother.
In the city,
but you don't want to be around them in the cities.
The grid. And they've been showing us this in all the movies, the predictive programming. The Walking Dead, Resident Evil, on and on and on and on. They've been telling us that there's going to be a Walking Dead nation, an army of the Walking Dead coming up very soon.
Final Purge as well. Releasing soon in the US.
The Purge. Oh.
Communication.
Why?
I can. For children with special learning needs.
Whose is that? Who's that? Whose is that? Please mute your mic, please.
iPhone.
Together time.
iPhone.
And more. Stay tuned.
Uh-oh, there you go. Slow slicing fruits, veggies, and those stinky onions that bring you to tears. But not far.
What is that?
Are you for real?
Who is it?
Watch.
Whoa!
Who's that? Carry on.
You can just chew it, or you can bundle slice.
If I carry
And this is the Shabbat. You should not be watching television on the Shabbat. People.
Wow.
The Shabbat is a holy set apart day. You don't do the things that you do normally. You don't do it on the Shabbat. And please mute your phones. You are disturbing. Where am I again? Where was I? Okay. Where was I? Where was I? Matthew 24. For then shall be great tribulation. Yes, there shall be great tribulation. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. This is how dangerous it is going to be. The Messiah said there has never, ever, ever been a time as wicked as this. Oh boy. Can you imagine? Verse 22. Read 22, bro.
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
So the time is going to be so wicked and so vicious that if the Most High didn't shorten it, every single person will be destroyed.
Yo, bro, you know, it's so obvious, but it's not obvious, eh? You know, these predictive programs, they show us how hectic it's gonna be. I mean, how many people can survive a zombie apocalypse? If you check World War Z up, you know, when you see all these things, you can see that, man, you know, they carry viruses, they infect you. When they bite into you, they become carnivorous. There is a whole lot of things you need to you need to survive. Then comes the food issue, food crisis, water.
Yes.
We need some vision. We need a mind to envision some of these things when we read them. You know, if not, we will take it for granted. The scriptures telling us that if the days are not shortened, flesh cannot be saved. Man cannot be saved. Many people cannot be saved. In other words, everybody can be consumed by this pandemic that is about to occur.
Oh. Okay, and then guess what happened now? To compound it now, bro. While this is happening, people are going to be giving us more false messiahs. People are going to say, hey, the Messiah is over there. The Messiah is there. Read verse 23 on.
Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here's Mashiach, and there, believe it not. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were not possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
I guess the people in that time will be going through such hard times. They are drowning man clutch at a straw. They'll be hoping that, hey, the salvation is here. The Savior is here. Oh, boy. So judgment is coming to Babylon. Very important. Judgment is coming to Babylon. Flee from the midst of Babylon. Jeremiah 50, 1-20. This is what's going to be happening in this end time. Jeremiah 50, 1-20. Read it, please. This happened already, partially. It's going to happen again. That which was shall be. Put it back. I don't read it for you. Read from verse 1.
The word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet.
So remember, when the Most High uses Babylon and he has exhausted his use of Babylon, it's now time for Babylon to be recompensed. That's how the Most High works. Verse 2.
Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces.
This is now when the Most High is ready to sort them out. Their gods, Bel and Merodach and all of their other idols.
Wait, bro, for a second. Just 1 second. Just one, the same passage. This verse 2 is the Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna lie to you. You see this Bel here. Remember, there's a book called Bel and the what?
Bel and the Dragon.
Yes. Yes.
It's the same Bel, right?
The same Bel, yes. They showed the winter season, the enemy Babylon coming against all flesh with the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, with the dragon.
Wow. Same dragon, right? What are you talking about?
Same dragon. Same dragon.
Verse 3. Wow.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days, in that time.
Now, hold on. You see, we're talking about the destruction that is coming to Babylon.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the midst of Babylon.
Yeah.
You see, the kind of destruction shall make her land desolate.
Yes.
Do you want to be somewhere where it is targeted to be desolate?
Yeah. And see something interesting again. He says, for out of the north, again, remember the curses? I will bring a nation as swift as the eagle flies from where?
North.
From the north. The same beast is going to be sent again, and that's what we're experiencing now. So, it says, from the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And it's exactly what they're doing.
So why not depart before the destruction comes?
Yep, if you're wise.
And this is relevant to every single person in the world, because Babylon is now a worldwide system. It is a system that is in every country in the world.
Yeah, every city.
Every city, every town in the world. Yeah? Verse 4.
In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and they shall go and seek Yahuwah their Aloha.
In the end time, his people will turn back to him. This is what we're seeing today. Our people are turning back to him. Verse 5.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in the perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
All right, end times, moving out of Babylon. Verse 6.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
They have forgotten their resting place. There's their resting place.
Zion.
Zion. They have forgotten Zion. Because they have told them, hey, you are a Gentile.
Yeah.
These the Israelites over here, these Jewish people, they are the Israelites. You are nothing but a Gentile. They have forgotten their resting place. Verse 7.
All that found them have devoured them. And the adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, the habitation of justice, even Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. There's a video. I wish I had sent that video to you if I knew you were doing this. There's a video that the Edomites were saying they are the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. They have sinned against their creator. And so it's our duty as Christians to go and find them and destroy them. Yeah. And this video is speaking the exact same thing.
Yes. So it says, they know who we are. For them to say that they have sinned against Yahuwah, they know who we are, and we do not know who we are. Right, bro?
Oh, yes. They are very aware. Very aware.
So, what does the Most High say we should do? Verse 8.
Move out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks.
Yay! Everybody understand this? Understand this? How do you get? Be as the he-goats before flocks.
No, break it down. My mind is not coming.
All right. Remove out of the midst of Babylon. All right. He-goats. What does he-goats lead, right?
Yes.
And they lead without hearing or anything else. They are not. Why didn't he say be like the sheep? Because the sheep will continue to be subservient to Babylon. But the goats, when they are going their way, they're going their way. They're leading where they know that they should go. Right, bro? So what it's saying, remove out of the midst of Babylon, take yourself and just head where you are going. Just like the goats, the he-goats just lead and just go where you're going without looking back. You with me? Wow, is it? Hello? Don't tell me we're gone again. Oh, Brother Mahar, you're there?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
Oh, Shamuel, where are you? Oh, it seems like he has disappeared.
No, he's there, but he's muted.
Shamuel!
Oh, sorry. I'm saying I'm right here. Sorry. Thank you, Brother Mahan.
Yes, be like the he-goats.
And
so
take
we're just gonna Go ahead.
No, I'm saying be like the he-goat and lead and take the lead.
Yeah, take the lead and don't look back. Yeah?
Yeah.
So when the goats are traveling from one place to the other, they just go forward.
Straight.
Yeah.
They just go.
Let us go.
Yeah. What we need doing as of now is, place ourselves in the wilderness, practicing not looking back from now. So when that day come, we will be used to going, not looking back. If we're going to stay and still love and accept the system, when that time comes, we tend to want to look back. So the good thing we need to do is keep on living now like we are actually in the wilderness.
Yep.
Doing some things as if we are in the wilderness. So that's just doing us an easier out to look back.
Eli goes before the flocks. All right, verse 9.
Remove out of the midst of Babylon. Okay, so verse 9, sorry. For lo, I'll raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of the mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
10.
And Chaldee shall be a spoil. All that spoil has shall be satisfied, saith Yahuwah.
Continue.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer of grass, and below as bulls.
So the Most gave us into their hands, and they overdid it. Yeah? Verse 12.
Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
All right, the hindermost of the nation. Yeah.
I was going to say, there shall be a dry land and a desert.
Yeah.
For the eating.
13.
Because of the wrath of Yahuwah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues.
Continue.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahuwah. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yahuwah. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done. Do unto her.
Wow. Serious things coming for you, Babylon.
No.
Continue.
Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep.
Hold on.
All right.
Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. Famine. Famine coming to Babylon, right?
Yeah.
For fear of the oppressor, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. You see this?
Yeah. For fear of oppression, so they shall turn everyone to his own people. Yeah.
That's why they set up the stumbling block of the test. So you can't enter each country without a test. Verse 17.
Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones.
Therefore,
that saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Camel and Bashan.
All right, so hear this.
Yeah.
And his soul shall be satisfied upon Ephraim and Gilead. Sorry. But hear this. That is why he tells Israel to flee from the midst of Babylon. All right? Whenever this is time, the end times, when you know that it's time for Babylon to get a spanking, move away from her. Initially, he told Israel that you have to serve the king of Babylon. If you don't serve him, you are going to feel it from me. But now he's telling them to separate themselves from Babylon, and he is going to bring them back again to their land. Verse 20.
Verse 20, in those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve.
All right. So let's continue. The final destruction of Babylon. Oh, this is a long one. Jeremiah 51, 1 to 58.
All right, let's read quickly. All right.
Yeah, Jeremiah 51. But it is so packed with goodies. Verse 1.
Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Two, continue.
And will send unto Babylon furnace that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Everybody's going to turn on Babylon. 3.
Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her lust. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his allure, and of Yahuwah of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not Is it me or is it Brother Kazak? Okay, I can see some movements. I'm not the one. I think the internet crisis still continues. Internet saga. Brother Tara, I see you're not affected by the internet.
Yeah.
No, good. All right, no, that's good. That's good.
Good.
Let me see who else. Yeah, Brother Maha is also falling out. So we're still talking about what is actually going to be happening.
Yes, Shama, Brother Shama.
Yeah, I'm listening.
That's is my wife's phone. Actually, we use it for the internet. So is my wife name that is here. Atara.
Atara understand that, Shara.
Okay. Yeah.
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 All right. No, thanks for the courage. No, it's good. So I was just recapping on what we're talking about. We're talking about Yahweh's vengeance on Babylon. A very joyful day that will be. You know, I'm not sure about how many of us are looking forward to that day. To that day where the wicked is punished for all their transgressions, because it's unbelievable how much deception. You know, these guys are wicked. They very wicked. They just show no mercy to anyone. Very, very, very wicked. And what really sometimes does sadden me is how much our people trust the so-called leaders, the politicians, the leaders in the churches, the Christian churches. You know, they really trust in them that they will do them no harm. And unfortunately, that is not what reality really is saying with regards to.
We lost him.
Yeah. We lost Brother Kazak. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost him.
They'll be back. Yeah. Brother Maha as well. But are we hearing what I'm saying though? Are we here? It feels
Yes,
lonely.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay, all right, okay, good.
Yeah, we're all here. It's just him.
So what I'm talking about is how the wicked really deserve what's coming to them, you know? And many of our leaders, we've trusted, we've believed they've had our interest at heart, you know, but all these years, even till this very moment, they have shown us that they are really not for us, they're against us. Why is that so? It's because it is evident that we are who? We are the people. All right, we are the people. Scripture is telling us over and over, you are the people. We need to rise up. We need to rise up. How do we rise up? We rise up through righteousness, through the same commandments and the faith in our Master and our Messiah. All right, so we cannot wait. Those that are doing the right thing are living according to the will of the Most High, cannot wait to see judgment pronounced. Judgment has already been pronounced on Babylon, but we are waiting the manifestation, which is already ongoing as well, because we can see the chaos that is happening amongst these people. Yeah, Brother Mahan, you're back.
Yeah, I just get cut off again.
Yeah, Brother
I'm using my phone data, so yes, I think Brother C is off.
Yeah, it's also off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I was just touching base on how we cannot wait to see Babylon punished. How we cannot wait to see Yahweh's wrath and vengeance poured out on Babylon, on that world system. Is that nothing? Is that nothing that puts us in a difficult position all the time? We have suffered. I don't know who hasn't suffered in this group, but I have.
I know. The problem many of us, and I'm saying us as people, are having, they can't believe that this is it. They just can't believe that this is really it, because they were told that it would not be in our time. Some were told that they'll be caught up. So we see how the system manipulate and deceive the people of the Most High, you know?
Yeah.
But again, like I said, this is just so it. And personally, I'm ready right now making plans to go in the wilderness, because yeah, the words are speaking these last days. The words are alive.
Yeah.
And we can't waste any more time. We can't come here and talk ourselves out. We have to get ready also to move away from the system.
Yeah.
It's
also interesting how when you have a conversation, I'm not sure, but any of the brothers can also attest to this if you have experienced it. When you go out there and you talk about Babylon, do you see the face of people?
Yeah.
It's so clueless. They're thinking, huh?
Thank you,
Who is
Pearlie.
Babylon is a song.
Yeah.
Is it a music? They cannot relate. Many cannot relate to Babylon.
Some of them, they actually defend Babylon. Many of them defend Babylon system, you know?
Yeah.
They defend them. Be upset if you talk about Babylon.
They love it so much that they defend it.
And some say you are Rastafarian because you say Babylon, you know?
That's what I'm saying. They say, look, is it from a music? Like, are you listening to Rastafarian music?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But yeah, we are living in a very serious time. So when we talk about going in the wilderness, there is nothing to lose. That is where the Most I want us in the first place, away from the system. We already corrupted our mind enough with the system. We do as they say. And it is getting there, man. We just have to leave from the system totally. When we are away from the system, no phones, no TV, no gadgets, just us and the Most High and His nature. We plant our own food, we get water. What do we have to lose? No more bills. That is it.
Yep.
Just live, eat, sleep, worship. That is it. That is it. Yeah, man. I'm just ready, bro. I'm ready.
It's time. It's that
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Time is up.
It's that time. And
Yep.
and what I love about all of this is that if all these things have, hadn't happened since 2020, we would have never seen how critical it is that we need to go back to natural. All right.
Yep.
When I say natural, to going back to understanding how it is that I eat what I eat, where it comes from, even to understand. Because if you understand how vegetables grow, it'll provoke something in you to know that there is a creator. Because I know, yes, we know there's a creator, but sometimes familiarity makes us not really understand the severity of the idea that there is a creator. Because the creator lies, his signature lies in everything that is in nature. And in Babylon, we are not in nature. We are in the concrete jungle. All right. We are surrounded by mortar and cement and blocks and bricks. And so we do not even know what creation is about. And that is why, as humans, we've become so self-centered. We think that everything revolves around us. It's about us. It's about me. It's my right. It's mine. It's because, we really don't know what life is really about. Now, the first pandemic, 2020, when it happened, it reminded me, right, of the importance of why I need to grow my own crops. Because when you are in the city, guess what? When the pandemic hits, guess what everybody was running to do? Everyone was running to the shopping centers, the supermarkets. Everybody was trying to stock up on toiletries. I saw people fighting over toilet rolls. Would you believe that? Of all the things to fight over, toiletries, bro. Not tomatoes, not onions, nothing. Just toiletries. So
deception.
That is
the deception is just so high. And what we are seeing right now playing out is prophecy. Because we just read that Babylon is a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, right? So that is exactly what we are seeing playing out now. Because it took this for us to understand who we are. So he used Babylon to show us who we are. Because if this thing didn't come around, we wouldn't be thinking about any wilderness situation. We would not.
Yeah.
So he used the system to show us who we are.
Yeah.
So we have to understand more and more why Babylon is a golden cup in Yahweh's hand. He used them to bring out what he wanted to bring out. That's just it.
Oh boy. I am back.
Yeah, it looks like it is everywhere on this side, bro.
Oh, it went on your side as well?
Yeah, I'm using my phone data.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, Flo. How can we flow with Flo? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This. Where were you, bro? Verse 5.
Yes. For Yahweh had not.
Hold on.
Okay,
let me get the radio back on.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
They can sense you talking about them, right? They will make life hard.
Yeah. Verse 5.
For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his Elohim, and of the sorry, let me start again. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his Elohim, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
So the Most High is not gonna forsake Yasharal. He's not going to forsake his people. Though they have so sinned against him over and over again. Never ever will never ever forsake his people. From he has chosen them, he is not going to stop trying with them till the very end until he gets his people into the kingdom. Continue.
6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
All right, that's what we're saying. Flee out of the midst, out of the middle of Babylon. Babylon is all over the world, but get out of their system. Get out. And I'm sorry to say, I've realized that with the plans that they have coming up, that they have told us about, you cannot be in their cities, in their towns, and flee out of the midst. You have to take yourself away. All right? You have to take yourself away. Wherever you are, you have to take yourself away from the system where you can survive on your own without having to meddle with their system, with their televisions, their internet, their food, their light, their water, their jobs, all of those things. You got to get rid of.
It's interesting. Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying to brother, see, in fact, it's not their thing of water. They steal the water, so it's not their water really.
Yeah, when I say their water, I mean they're charged the water that they charge us for.
Yeah, and another thing, another evidence we cannot stay in Babylon is that you see the towers that they've lifted up in a short space of time. They call the 5 something. I don't want to add the other one.
Yeah.
The five letter, that letter, the 6th letter of the alphabet, that thing has gamma rays. All right. It's got very high potency frequencies that will burn your skin. All right. It's it will cause a serious, infliction on you, so much pain that you'll not be able to bear it. So all these things are technologies that they're going to use against those that are.
I forgot about that 5 thing. Yeah, go ahead, Amikai.
Yeah, I was seeing
English, please. English, please.
I was watching a documentary.
Yeah.
Where the US military have a similar thing, but they use it as a weapon.
Yes.
Where they point it on like a crowd of people that demonstrating or so, and it just cause everybody to start feel pain immediately. It's something like the microwave or the gamma wave or something like that. Is that it fire at them, and they just have to run, and the amount of pain they're in.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's just an amplified version of it. The same thing, same technology.
And I have to be sleeping with the Wi-Fi off, and it's what? I don't know if it's 4G. But I have to be sleeping with the thing off. Much less if now I am now living still in Babylon, in the midst of Babylon, having to expose myself to 5 of that thing.
Of the 6th letter, the alphabet.
Yeah. A serious thing.
The 7th, yeah. Yeah, no, people don't know how serious this is. All right. You must check what gamma radiation is.
Yes.
All right, it's very important. Radioactive materials that emits gamma radiations. So we need to check all those things. You cannot live in Babylon. You cannot dwell amongst. It's just going to be terrible. Terrible. All right, verse
7, yeah.
Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hands that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Continue.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Is it bow?
Bomb.
Bound for her. No. The other one. The how for her. Yeah. Take bound for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Babylon has always been a melting pot. Now, what did he say? Let us do what?
Go everyone. Just the precept was the other passage. I've forgotten where you opened it. Let us go everyone to his own country.
Let me tell you something. A lot of us are seeing this. But you know what? The most I have been showing this. This has been before us for years. This has been before us for years. And a lot of people now are just paying attention to this. Why? We were drunk on the wine of Babylon. We were still out there, not seeking the Most High, but seeking our own ways and seeking to continue the programming of Babylon that they have programmed us into, which is to be seeking after this. It was just the other day that I woke up. Trust me, it was just the other day I woke up and said, what is this foolishness? Going after the dreams of these wicked people. What am I doing? You know what I mean?
Hey, they set us up. They set us up so badly, eh?
Yeah.
I want to be a scientist.
Yeah.
A pilot. I want to be the millionaire. You know, they really set us up very well. And I was saying earlier, even when you got cut off, I was saying earlier that 2020 marked the beginning of how curious and how we were awakened to the fact that we were so asleep, drunken on Babylon's cup, because it caused so much chaos that we realized that we were actually not safe. We don't know where our food comes from. We don't have control over our food, over our water, over anything. So the day truly all these things are taken away, we are going to be stuck. So Yahweh used that to quicken many people around the earth, that we need to go back to the old ways, to the ancient path.
Yep. All right. For Israel, it says, verse 10.
Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our Allah.
I'm trying to cut out a few to make it verse 12.
Set the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
So remember earlier we said that everyone go to your own country. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. He says he has done that which he has spoken against the inhabitants of Babylon. Gotta come out from among her. Gotta come out. Verse 13.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness.
All right, dwell upon many waters. Babylon is in many different places.
Yeah.
Abundant in treasures. Verse 14.
Yahweh of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
Hold on, let me find oh, you have to continue. What he's gonna tell us here now? He's telling us that Babylon is steeped in idolatry. But he's saying that the portion of Jacob is not like them. So his people in the end will not be idolaters.
Yeah.
Verse 19. And he will be using his people to also hit back at Babylon, to give Babylon a whipping. Verse 19.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah of hosts is his name.
Rather, Yahuwah is not like the idols, all right?
Yes.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance, means Israel is the rod that he uses to discipline the nations. Just as how the other nations are the rods that he uses to discipline his people. Continue.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
All right. So the Israelites will be used to destroy in the end. How it is, we are sleeping, we are going to be awakened, and when we are awakened, we will be empowered with his Ruach. And being empowered with his Ruach, he is going to use us now to discipline the nations who messed with us, right?
Yeah.
So he's telling us all the people that he's using us to discipline. Verse 21.
And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. Wait. Is it the shepherd of... Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were... Is it the shepherd and his flock of Christianity? Pastors and their...
Whoa. Shepherd and his flock.
Because they claim to have replaced the children of Israel.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
So he's going to use the true sons and daughters of Yasharal, the real true Negro sons and daughters of Yasharal, to destroy these fake imposters, Christianity.
All of them. All of the idolaters. Continue.
I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee I will break in pieces captains and rulers.
All of these people will put a yoke, a burden upon us. All of these people, they're going to get a whipping. Verse 24.
And I'll rain unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldee all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith Yahuwah. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahuwah, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a bent mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahuwah.
All right, let me see if I can skip down. Because we saw that the Medes are going to come at her. No. Verse 35.
The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldee shall Jerusalem say. Therefore, shall I go ahead?
Yeah.
Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry.
Right, the Most High is gonna give them a real whipping. Verse 37.
And Babylon shall become heaps and a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and an hasten without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions. Yo, bro, let me say something, because this sounds like some fiction, all right? This thing of dragons. Dragons exist, bro. Bell and the dragon, someone slay the dragon, all right? Dragons exist. They've just hidden these things. I'm telling you, they've just hidden these things, waiting for the day of battle against the return of Mashiach. That is exactly what they are doing. And that day, people are going to be blown away, because it keeps saying here, dwelling place for dragons. All right, it's not figurative. It's dragon. It's literal dragons. That's why they showed us in all these movies, Game of Thrones, what not. It's real. Yeah, no. Edom is wicked, bro. Just people don't understand the magnitude of Edom's wickedness. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
They
There was
shall
a
roar.
very
38. They shall roar. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat, I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith Yahuwah. Just as we were made to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. 41. How is Sheshach taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof.
All right, so Babylon is also, even water is going to cover her.
Wow.
Verse 43.
Her cities are desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, and a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither that my son of man pass thereby. Any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up, and the nations shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people.
Here it is. Year 45 now.
My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuwah.
This is a knockout punch right here. This is a knockout punch. It's telling you of all that is going to happen. And then he says, go ye out of the midst of her. Do not stay in there sitting and waiting. Read it again, bro.
My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuwah.
So his people who are there are going to be under his fierce anger. When his anger is executed and all of these things are happening, then his people will be there, liable to be under everything that Babylon is getting. Yes.
It's going to be...
And also, Brother C.
Yeah. No, go ahead, bro.
Go back there for me a little bit. Yeah, go back there for me, Brother C. Yes, it outlined everything that will be done, right? So what we are seeing here, it will be a magnitude of what he will do. So as long as you are anywhere near there, you'll be caught. You must move from among those people, you know, because it is being coming down in these verses, all these things that will be done. He said, my people, go ye out of the midst of her. Why? And deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of who? Yahuwah. So what you'll be doing, it will be so wide, so we cannot in any way at all be among her. That is why we must flee.
He says, even a rumor is going to make you faint. Read 46.
All right. Unless your heart faints, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Now, bro, on the 47, that graven images has to do with all the graven images by all the nations, the Krishnas, the Buddha, the JC, Jesus Christ, all those images by the nations is all going to be confounded. Everything is going to, woo, day of wrath. Yeah. Then the heathen and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon.
Hold on, my bad.
That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon. For the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith Yahuwah. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth.
Hey.
These Israelites, they are
Babylon, Babylon is a melting pot. Yeah, go ahead.
As Babylon has caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember Yahuwah afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind.
Hey, you hear this?
Yep.
Ye that have escaped the sword, that are those people who have fled from the midst of Babylon. It says, go away. Go away.
Yes.
And do not stand still. Remember Yahuwah where?
Afar off, in the wilderness, in the bush. Go to the mountains. And don't forget your alua.
Yes. And let Jerusalem come to mind. It means you set your soul upon being gathered into the kingdom. 51.
We are confounded because we have heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces, for strangers are coming to the sanctuaries of Yahweh's house.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is also powerful, eh? 51.
Yeah.
Remember that this shame is speaking about this religion, the Christian religion and Islam.
Yeah.
All right. This is what it has come into the house. It has taken over the sons and daughters, the nation, the children, the place, the people, Israel.
Yes. Yes.
Religion has taken over these people, and that's a shame. For
the religion
strangers
of
are coming
Babylon.
to the sanctuary. So you see, these are the strangers.
Mm-hmm,
all right.
yeah.
Religion was brought by strangers to wipe out Yasharal, the children of Israel, to take over their name, their everything, their heritage. Christians use the Bible. It does not belong to them. It belongs to the children of Israel. So these strangers are come into the sanctuaries of Yahweh's house. This is what it is. Literal.
Yep.
All right. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan.
Continue.
Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith Yahuwah.
All right, don't go any further.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, that will do it. Enough. The destruction of Babylon. You're saying something?
Yeah, I'm saying that's a long one. I mean, gone are the days, yada, 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 Yahuwah. Gone are the days when I'd read these passages and I just hated reading these parts of Jeremiah. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is going on here? It was so confusing, bro, because you couldn't relate to it. It sounded very foreign, very strange, but not knowing it is actually speaking a very intense part of our history and what really the freedom and the salvation that lies ahead. So all praise to the Most High for bringing clarity and understanding to this, to His word, because we're really in a deep sleep.
All right, hear this now. We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
I have to take a little break here, and then we do a part 2 video because the video is getting too long. Yeah, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 more topics.
Woo!
To go.
Babylon is a great topic. Yeah, it's
yes.
Mystery Babylon is so wicked. We can write. I don't think we can speak enough about him.
All right, let me just finish. Let me just give the conclusion.
All right, cool.
Okay, so this is part 1 of Babylon Has Fallen. We are going to do a part 2, which will be coming up in the next 15 minutes because we have to separate both. Sorry for all the interruptions that have gone. technical difficulties beyond our control. I don't know why we have had so many problems today, but we will be returning for part 2. I hope you stay tuned as we continue to look at Babylon has fallen. Come out of her, come out of the midst, flee from the midst of Babylon. All right? So part 2 coming up in a few minutes. We'll continue live on YouTube. All right. Where is it?